What if I told you that Michigan's housing market in 2025 has more plot twists than a Detroit Lions season? Despite mortgage rates soaring to levels we haven't seen in years, home prices in Michigan are still trending upward, and more sellers are putting homes on the market. It's a balancing act that has buyers, sellers, and even us as realtors a bit wide-eyed. I'm going to tackle what's really happening in Michigan real estate, whether you're a first-time home buyer hunting for that affordable gem or a homeowner wondering if now's the time to sell. Grab a Faygo and a Coney dog and let's get to it, shall we? To begin with a snapshot, the median home price in Michigan is sitting in the mid 200,000s. Earlier in 2025, it hovered around $246,400, which marked an 8.3% increase from the year prior. Fast forward to July, and we're estimating a statewide median closer to $270,000, reflecting a continued but slower climb of about 4 to 5% compared to 2024. Inventory is showing signs of life as well. The number of homes on the market has grown by roughly 7 to 17% year over year, depending on the region of Michigan you're in. For instance, May 2025 saw about 36,300 homes for sale across Michigan, which was up nearly 8% from the same time last year. New listings are arriving, and yes, those for sale signs are returning to lawns, though the overall supply is still relatively tight by historical standards. Renters are feeling the squeeze too, with rental prices in cities like Grand Rapids and Ann Arbor rising roughly 6 to 8% year over year, putting pressure on those sitting on the fence about whether to buy or continue renting. With roughly 3 to 5 months of housing supply in many areas, Michigan is inching closer to a balanced market. While it's still technically a little bit of a seller's market, the edge isn't as sharp as it once was. Buyers are finding a bit more breathing room, a bit more options. Homes aren't flying off the shelves anymore either. The median time on market sits around 47 days, a huge notable change from the blink and you miss it era of 2021. Mortgage rates, meanwhile, continue to apply a lot of pressure. The current 30-year fixed rate, as of recording this, is around 6.5 to 7%, which, if you haven't checked in a while, might make your jaw hit the floor. That's more than double what buyers were enjoying in 2021, and it's directly affecting affordability in the size of the mortgage many can qualify for. Drilling into home prices, we find they're still climbing, just not at a crazy pace we saw during the pandemic years. Statewide, we're seeing mid-single-digit percentage increases year over year. Michigan's median price remains comfortably below the national average still, which has made it a magnet for out-of-state buyers and a beacon of relative affordability. Southeast Michigan, including Metro Detroit, has been on a steady upswing. Home values in the region rose about 6% in 2024 and 8% the year before. Median prices across Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties jumped over 10% in 2024 alone, and Detroit proper, I should say, saw a whopping 18.1% increase, bringing the city's median price up to $94,500. Some sellers are still pricing their 1970s time capsules like their waterfront in Harbor Springs, and spoiler alert, they're not. Other parts of the state reflect a similar kind of nuanced story too. Grand Rapids, for instance, appears to be stabilizing. The median listing price in early 2025 was slightly below that of the previous year, suggesting kind of like a mild cooling. Nearby areas like Holland and Muskegon, however, continue to post modest gains, buoyed by job growth and lifestyle appeal. In northern Michigan, particularly in the Traverse City area and lakefront markets, prices skyrocketed during the pandemic and have since tempered down a little bit, though they still show healthy appreciation too. Waterfront properties have jumped 77% since 2020, with non-waterfront homes up about 51% over the same period. In Southeast Michigan, prices surged 17% year over year as of April 2025, a reflection of fewer sales, but higher end transactions skewing the median price. So when you recap this, Metro Detroit's still climbing fast. Grand Rapids is finding its level. Northern Michigan's cooling off from the red hot lakefront growth, and Southwest Michigan's catching fire. It's a mixed bag out there, but the trend lines are up. Let's not forget the investors and second home shoppers tuning in. Yep, I see you eyeing that fixer-upper in Petoskey. Vacation home hotspots like Traverse City and Harbor Springs aren't the frothy gold mines they were in 2021, but demand is still strong. The difference there is you can actually negotiate now. The bidding wars may have calmed down, but the long-term value in those areas still remains very high, especially for those looking to lock in a second property before prices creep higher again. Inventory levels, while still not where we want them, are trending upward. Active listings have grown 13 to 17% in some areas, including Southeast and Northern Michigan. In Southwest Michigan, for example, inventory in April was up 23% compared to the previous year. This influx has pushed Michigan's months of housing supply closer to 3 or 4 in many places, with some regions like the Southwest even hitting 5 months, the healthiest they've been in years. So why are more homes hitting the market? Well, high prices are tempting sellers to cash in their equity. Builders are ramping up, still a little bit cautious, and baby boomers are finally starting to downsize, freeing up family homes. That said, many homeowners remain locked into their sweet 2.8 to 3% mortgage rates and are hesitant to trade up to a 7% loan, which is keeping a lid on how fast inventory can grow. In 2024, statewide building permits were still roughly 30% below their pre-2008 average, which means construction alone won't fix the inventory crunch overnight. While more homes are coming to the market, they're not selling quite as fast. With a median days on market at 47, like I said, homes are sitting a little bit longer and more sellers are adjusting their prices to meet today's more discerning buyers. Roughly 22 to 25% of homes for sale in Michigan had to cut their asking prices in late 2024, which is a trend that appears to be continuing. However, about the same percentage of homes are still selling over list price, especially those that are move-in ready and located in high demand areas. The takeaway here is buyers are becoming choosier, and sellers must present their homes well and price them competitively to stand out. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, mortgage rates. The current 6.5% to 7% average on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is a big jump from the sub 3% era, and it has real consequences. The monthly payment on a $300,000 mortgage at today's rate is roughly 50% higher than it was just a few years ago. And naturally, that has priced some buyers out and forced others to adjust their expectations significantly. Yet, despite these hurdles, demand remains relatively strong. Many buyers are adopting the marry the house, date the rate mentality, buying now with plans to refinance when rates hopefully drop. Experts like Lawrence Yun, is chief economist of NAR, National Association of Realtors, anticipates rates stabilizing to that 5.5 to 6.5% range within the next year. Fannie Mae echoes that prediction, suggesting rates could land around 6.5% by the end of 2025. The affordability crunch is very real, particularly for first-time homebuyers who don't have equity to roll into their new purchases. Metro Detroit, for example, has been flagged as one of the more overpriced markets relative to local income, with homes about 40% above historical value trends. This makes buying more difficult even in relatively affordable markets. Still, creative financing strategies are helping. Buyers are exploring adjustable rate mortgages, seller concessions, rate buy downs, and down payment assistance programs to make homeownership actually viable. Builders are offering incentives too, including partially paid closing costs, concessions, or temporary rate buy downs on newer builds. And when it comes to the first-time home buyers out there that are feeling really discouraged by high rates and climbing prices, I hear you. It's tough out there, but I've helped buyers in this exact market find homes they love without giving up their life savings. And there are options. We just have to get creative together. Stepping back to look at the broader economic landscape, Michigan's economy has been solid, actually. Unemployment is low, wages are rising, and the auto industry, which is a key economic driver, remains profitable. Globally, there's still uncertainty, and that's something that we have to address, from wars to supply chain concerns, but Michigan's housing market has proven resilient. The post-pandemic remote work trend is continuing to influence housing demand, with more buyers seeking homes with home offices or extra space, especially in scenic or smaller towns. Migration trends are favorable too, with Metro Detroit seeing population increases for the first time in decades, which only fuels the demand. Buyers in this market are finally seeing more opportunities. Inventory is up, like I said. Competition is a little calmer, and there's more room to negotiate. You can keep your contingencies, ask for repairs, and maybe even snag a price reduction too. But homes that are move-in ready and priced right still go very fast and still has that bidding war aspect to it. You have to be decisive, get pre-approved, and be ready to pounce when the right one pops up. Don't forget to widen your search radius, consider new construction, or look at properties needing a little more TLC to find some more value in it. For sellers, you're still in a solid position, but the strategy matters more than ever. Price your home right from the start and prepare it well. Clean, stage, and fix the small stuff. Today's buyers expect so much more. You also need to be flexible. Many buyers are asking for concessions, contingencies, and repairs, and deals may take a little bit longer to finalize, and that's just the reality of today. But if you're realistic and market savvy, you can still secure a very, very great sale. Your home has likely appreciated substantially over the past few years, and now may be the right time to capitalize on that equity, especially if you're moving to a less expensive area or downsizing. If you're trading up, talk to your lender about options like rate buy downs or longer close timelines to make the jump less financially painful. Looking ahead, the consensus among experts is that Michigan's market will continue its slow and steady growth. Prices are expected to rise 2 to 5% over the next year, depending on location, of course, like we talked about. Sales volume should rebound as buyers adapt to current rates and gain confidence in the market again. Mortgage rates may ease slightly, and more inventory is expected to enter the market as homeowners adjust to this new normal, I should say. It won't be a buyer's market overnight, but the scales are slowly tipping toward that balance. But all in all, Michigan's housing market in July 2025 is resilient, reasonably competitive, and full of opportunity if you know where to look. So whether you're buying, selling, or just Zillow scrolling at midnight for fun, we've all been there, we all do that. Now you have facts, the forecast, and a little local perspective to help guide your next move. And if you're serious about making a move to Michigan, don't go in blind. Grab my free Michigan relocation guide or download my free How to Win a Bidding War in 2025 checklist. These guides are packed with everything I give my clients to help them move smart and stress-free. I will drop those links below. If you're wondering whether now is your moment to buy or sell, or you just want to strategize over what the next 6 months might bring, just chat with me. I'm open to it always. There's no one-size-fits-all answer in this market that I can just say right now, but I can help you make the right move wherever you are on your Michigan journey, or even if you're not moving to Michigan at this time, it's fine. Here's the bottom line. Michigan real estate in 2025 isn't crashing, isn't skyrocketing, it's balancing slowly but surely. That means opportunity if you're informed, realistic, and have the right person in your corner. Lucky for you, you already know a guy. And as always, if Michigan is a place you want to jump to, I help people move to, from, and within the state, and I love it. Reach out anytime. Until next time.